Hello everyone, today's video is made on few topics from general pharmacology. So let's first understand few concepts. When a drug is administered to a patient, the drug has some effect on the patient and this is called as pharmacodynamic. The drug effect on the patient is called pharmacodynamic. D for D, pharmacodynamic. Similarly, the patient's body also has some effect on drug which is called as pharmacokinetic. When the drug has effect on patient body, it is called as pharmacodynamic, and when the patient body has some effect on drug, it is called as pharmacokinetic. So let's first learn about the routes of drug administration. It is basically divided into local and systemic. We will learn one by one about them. So the first is the topical route. This refers to the external application of drug to the surface for localized action. The drug is applied as ointment, cream, lotion, paste, powder, dressing, etc. Absorption of the drug from the topical route depends on the thickness of the skin. Greater the thickness, less is the absorption of the drug. Other than the local, the other route is systemic. The systemic route is divided into enteral and parenteral. Enteral, that is through our gastrointestinal tract, GIT. The enteral tract is divided into two again, oral and the rectal route. First is oral route. Oral, that is given through mouth. It is safer and economical, but it has high first pass metabolism. We will learn about the first pass metabolism in coming few minutes. Example of oral routes are nitrates, lignocaine, propranolol, etc. The other route is rectal, that is from rectum. It avoids the first pass metabolism by 50%. Diazepam is given by this route in children for febrile seizures. The other group in the systemic circulation is parenteral. Now the parenteral routes is again divided into two, that is injectable routes and non-injectable routes. In injectables, we have intramuscular injection, that is given directly deep into the muscles. For example, the streptomycin. Next is subcutaneous, that is given in the subcutaneous tissue. Next, intravenous, which is used in emergency cases and it has 100% bioavailability. And next is intradermal route, which is given to the skin and a bleb is must to be formed there. For example, the BCG vaccination is given by this route. Under non-injectable routes, we have transdermal route, that is the drug is absorbed through intact skin. Next, inhalational route, in which most of the time asthmatic drugs are given by this route, in which inhalation of the drug is done. And next is sublingual route, which is mostly used in emergency cases and it can be self-administered and it avoids first pass metabolism. The drugs like nitroglycerin, isosorbate dinitrate are given through this route. Now, bioavailability. What is bioavailability? Bioavailability is the amount of drug that reaches systemic circulation in unchanged form, that is in the same way it is administered, that is unchanged form. See, when a drug is administered, it is first absorbed in the portal circulation, from where it reaches the liver, and in the liver it passes through first pass metabolism, that is the drug is metabolized over here and the amount of drug which is left over after this metabolism is released into the circulation and which is absorbed. This amount of drug is the drug which is going to act. Hence, it is necessary to have more and more absorbed drug so that we can get more and more availability of the drug and its action. So, bioavailability of the drug depends on two factors, the absorption in the blood circulation and the first pass metabolism. The more the drug available for circulation, more will be its availability and more will be its action. The less the first pass metabolism, more drug will reach the circulation and more will be its bioavailability. So, the absorption is directly proportional to bioavailability and the first pass metabolism is inversely proportional to its bioavailability. So it is necessary to know about the drugs which has the first pass metabolism. So first learn the mnemonic of such drugs. The mnemonic is nitrates have large pre-systemic metabolism. Nitrates, N stands for nitrates, have H stands for hydrocortisone, large L stands for lignocaine, P stands for propranolol, systemic S stands for salbutamol, and metabolism M stands for morphine. These are the drugs which are having first pass metabolism. So while administering these drugs, we have to keep this point in our mind, and accordingly we have to administer these drugs. That's all for today. If you like the video, do like, share and subscribe the channel and mention the topic you want in the comment section. Thank you.